I'm Anil Kumar, sharing with you a very interesting example in which we are going to find median from grouped frequency table. The question here is, marks of students in a test scored out of 80 is given below. Find the median from this grouped frequency table. I have taken this example earlier and we have found mean mode from the same data. Now in this particular video, we'll figure out a method of finding median. Remember one thing, that whenever we are given group data, you cannot find exact value. So we are looking for approximate answer, right? So this is very important to understand. We are going to find approximate median, and that too with an assumption. So what is our assumption? Let me write down the assumption also. The assumption is that when we say that frequency is 10 and marks is 31 to 40, we are assuming that this number 10 is uniformly distributed in that interval. 16 within interval 41 to 50, our assumption is that all this 16 is uniformly distributed within this interval. So assumption is uniform distribution. In the group, you can say group or the interval. So that is the assumption. Based on this assumption, we are going to find the median, right? So that is the approach. Now, let us try to understand what is median. So when we say median, then we are actually arranging the data in a particular order. And when you have arranged data, right, arranged in order, then median is center value, right, midway, right? So it is kind of midway, right? Center value is median. Now in our case, what is the total number for which we are looking the center value? We could sum up this to find the total. And we have another technique when using frequency table. We say that let's find the cumulative frequency. So what we will do here is add one more column and find cumulative frequency. So I'm adding a column saying cumulative frequency. So that is, some of these frequencies will be written in a new column. So the first one is 1, and then we'll use the calculator to do all our calculations. So we have 1, and then to this one we'll add 4. So we'll do plus 4, which is equal to 5, and then we'll add 10. So we'll say plus 10, which is equal to 15, and then we'll add 16. So plus 16 is equal to 31, and then we'll add 25, which is equal to 56. Then we'll add 20, that is equal to 76. And now we are going to add the last number, which is 14, and that gives us total of 90. So in a way, we have also calculated what is sum of all this, right? So sigma of all these frequencies is actually equal to 90, right? So if f is the frequency, the total is 90. We get from the cumulative frequency. Now if the frequency is 90, then midway is what? Midway is the position between 45th and 46th, right? Between 45th and 46th position, right? So that is, which is, we can say 45.5. That is the position. Now where is that 45.5? So clearly 45.5 is in this group, right? So that is where the median lies. So first 31 data elements are before 51, right? So within the first 4. This 45th and 46th element is in the interval 51 to 60. So the median mark for a student out of 80 is between 51 to 60. So we have come to that. So that is kind of an approximation. And now it is how much higher than 31? Let's find it. So how far within this interval? So what we have here is, think like this. So we have this interval from 51 to 60, right? So we are looking for something whose position is how much away from 31. So let's find the difference. So 45.5 take away 31 is equal to, let's calculate this. So we have 45.5 take away 31 is in decimals 14.5. Do you see that? So the number is 14.5 after this, right? Now we will assume that 25, this 25 is evenly distributed within the interval 51 to 60, correct? So all these data elements, 25 of them, they are uniformly distributed. In that case, 14.5 will be how far away? So we'll divide this by 25, correct? So 14.5 should be divided by 25 to find how much inside this group 51 the median lies, right? So we'll divide 14.5 by 25, total number of elements in that group, and that tells us 0.58. So it is 0.58 of 25 inside. Now in this interval, the interval is of 10 elements, right? 51 to 60. There are 10 marks here. So if I times this 0.58 by 10, I get 5.8. Do you see that? 5.8. So the mark actually is 5.8 higher than 50. Do you get the point? So the mark or the median is 5.8 higher than the upper bound of the previous interval. So it is 50 plus 5.8, and that gives us 55.8 as the median. You can see very clearly 55.8 is kind of close to 60, right? So I mean slightly right of this center value, and that is where it is. So from this calculation we can approximate the value of median, which comes to 55.8, right? So I hope you understand and appreciate how we were in a position to find the median based on our assumption that all these 25 data elements are uniformly distributed within the interval of 51 and 60. So kind of on the right side of the center value, we have our answer, which is 55.8. I'd like you to go through this video, understand the concept. So what we did was, we know median is the central value, total number of data elements are 90, center value is between 45 and 46, so it is 45.6. Since 31 are already in the previous groups, now in our group which holds the median, we know there are 25 elements and the position is 14.5, 14 and a half within these 25 elements. We have assumed a uniform distribution dividing 14.5 by 21 gives relative position, kind of slightly more than half. Do you see that? Slightly more than half of this interval. So we find that the answer is 55.8. I'm Anil Kumar, and I hope you understand and appreciate the approach. You can always share and subscribe my videos to learn. Thank you and all the best.